That's super cute. Okay, I love it. Definitely, yeah, I want to use it. All right.
We'll
Thank
also
you.
do clips.
This is a great idea. I love it.
We might.
My name is Marc Jochemich. I work for the German Aerospace Center DLR.
Well, the first thing that I want to ask you is, what was the last time or the last thing that you cooked for yourself?
The last thing I cooked for myself, or for my wife and myself, was actually a curry.
Japanese curry, Indian curry, Pakistani curry. We have so many curries.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I kind of invented it, so
Oh,
it was a
well,
German
tell me.
curry.
It's a German curry. Okay, tell me about the spice blend. I want to hear about this.
Yeah, it was a lot of curry and cardamom and of course the curry paste and coconut milk and whatever was there available in the kitchen, because we just came back from a vacation. It was not so much choice there.
I see, okay. So if you had to eat something every single day for the rest of your life,
Oh my god.
just one thing.
What a horrible
It's a horrible
idea.
thing.
Yeah.
But I think if we're sending people to Mars, we're thinking about people that don't really care about food that much because it's such a long journey.
You think so?
I think so. Some people are discussing that here in the US, but I agree with you as a chef that we do need to care about food. So, but let's just say you have to only eat one thing every day.
I definitely would pick someone that I'm not very fond of, because I don't want to ruin my favorite meal by deciding to eat it for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
I guess.
that's very true.
Yeah, but well, it could then it could be anything. It would be some kind of pasta, I guess.
Okay, all right. Some kind of pasta.
Not saying I'm not liking pasta.
Yeah, but maybe it's that comfort food that you would enjoy eating every day if that was the only option you had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would enjoy
Eating the
eating
same
something
thing
every day.
I think this is actually a really good point, because I think in just American space discussions about the future and going to Mars, and I'm not going to name names, there's been a couple people that have been saying the people that do end up going to Mars need to not care about food. This was actually in one of the interviews that we have collected information from. And while that could be an American sentiment to not care too much about food, I think there's something beautiful about how Europeans deeply care about the enjoyment and the just relishment of sitting down together and appreciating taste and flavor. And I feel that's where you're coming from, but I don't want to put that in your mouth for you. Is that the reason why you're like, oh, I never want to do that, and if we are perceiving a future where we live far away, there should still be lots of variety and an enjoyment of food?
Well, let me start by saying Germany is not, in Europe at least, not known for its like fantastic cuisine. There are other countries in Europe that take pride and for good reasons in their cuisine, and more variations and more worldwide appreciated than probably the German cuisine. And we in Germany, we really enjoy being in this European context and having the opportunity to eat from all of the European cuisines normally in Germany. Yeah. I wanted to start with that. But I had some conversations with astronauts that went to the ISS, and they were really pointing out how important food is also for their well-being, also mental well-being. Mm-hmm. So, and you're probably aware that the ISS astronauts, they get, besides the regular ISS foods that's there as a basic provision, they get to pick certain dishes they can develop together with chefs. And then those are especially accommodated or there are special variants for the in-space use of those foods. And I learned from the astronauts that those special dishes that they selected exclusively for themselves were really highlights in their time on ISS, and they loved sharing it with the other astronauts and them giving them a taste of their often regional or even local dishes that they brought aboard. So this is really important, not only from the physical health perspective to have good food, but also from the mental well-being of the overall crew. And moments of sharing this food is something that we experience on Earth when we come together with friends and sharing foods that we all love. This is something that everyone enjoys, and that's the same for the astronauts going to space. That's the one thing. And the other thing, and I have to talk about this, of course, as well. As a research organization, we are very much involved into the well-being of astronauts, and this goes also for the food part of it. So we're working on a closed loop greenhouse. We had the first version for more than 2 years at Antarctica, where we grew lots and lots of veggies, salad, and so on. And if you know, in Antarctica, there are only very few weeks where they can get fresh things delivered there.
Yes.
And for the majority of the year, like 10 months, they're relying on conserved and whatever, not fresh food. They were so happy that this greenhouse was there, producing lots of veggies and greens. And it was fantastic for the researchers that were there over this 10-month period where they don't get access to fresh food normally. And also going into the greenhouse in this white desert, seeing something natural growing there, green, red peppers and tomatoes and everything, and cucumbers, that was also from a mental standpoint was very helpful. So having something like that on the way to Mars even, or on a Mars colony, would be also, again, from psychological standpoint, very beneficial. So I can totally join your perspective on don't care about the food, just make them eat. That's definitely the wrong approach.
I think you have a strong sense of the value of food out in space, but I want to talk about you here on Earth and what you've learned about life through food.
Oh, yeah, maybe it comes back to what I've been mentioning before, like experiencing other cultures. Food is a essential part of it. Coming together at a table, eating the local food prepared by your host, your friends that you're getting to know there, that's something that really bonds together and it gives you a better understanding of the culture. So that's certainly a big part of understanding other cultures and friends. And I remember very vividly that we had a big project with, I think, 20, I'm making up the number, but it was in this order, like 25 partners from 22 countries. And at one of the kickoff meetings, we decided, let's get to know each other a bit more about, other than the affiliation and their professional background. So we invited everyone to bring a specialty from their country before they travel to the meeting spot. Bring something from your country that's special, a drink or some kind of food. And then we had a great buffet, and everyone, of course, could introduce what they were bringing. So that really was a great starting point for the overall project. It was very much in the beginning to get to know each other and learn a bit more about each other. So this was really great.
So what you're discussing here is gastrodiplomacy.
Gastrodiplomacy. I never
that's the
heard
term
this term, but
Heritage Space Food focuses on gastrodiplomacy, using food as a way for cultures from all over the world to relate to each other and connect to each other. In a way, they realize that while they are different, they have more similarities, and that connection with the fact that we all sit down and we all eat matters more than a lot of the problems that we have here on Earth.
That's true.
This term, gastrodiplomacy, fits what you're discussing right now. I'm curious when it comes to elements of what that looks like in space, when it comes to the food and the things being developed out in space. Is there a perspective on cultures and food, and should we be thinking about it more? Should we be bringing cultures from around the world? Consider the fact that you're part of the Artemis Accords and a reflection on each country and their foods and what that means for them, especially the countries that may not be able to send a large group to space right away.
You mean bringing food from other countries to space for astronauts, even if the astronauts themselves are not from those countries?
There's a representation. If we're part of the Artemis Accords, then we are saying we are all aligned with a larger mission. That's
a very nice idea. I haven't thought about that. And I assume the astronauts will very much appreciate the varieties they can get, and well, by definition, astronauts are very social beings and get along with each other very well. They're selected. That's one of the selection criteria that they work good in a team and they're open-minded and so I assume most of them will have a lot of experience internationally, also with other cultures, and so I'm pretty sure they will be open for such an idea. And again, the aspect of having good food together in space is I think very important for the mental health and the how the team works together. So I'm pretty sure they would be delighted to have more varieties, and I think it would be a great sign towards everyone that their culture is represented by their special food there.
There is a strong sense of cultural representation while there is a sense of unity at the same time. I think we need a bit of both in this moment in time. Like, it's nice to know that we stand strong in who we are as a country to each, but at the same time, if we're going to space, we're doing it together.
I very much like the
Marc,
idea.
thank you so much. It was very nice to speak to you.